Hey there, beautiful souls. My name is Teresa, and this channel is the Cosmic Brain. And I was just thinking today about the people in my life and all the struggle going on. There is this really intense thing that seems to be happening when I talk to people with everything that's in their lives. It's very deep, and there's so many different things. Breaking up of long-term relationships, discovering of deceit, facing one's own self, and the things that trouble us. And it really comes on all down to the disturbance of your peace on your journey, this journey here that we have. And, I really like this little guy, this dog. I have him, I think about him now. I don't really need to see the picture, but he's a little crazy eyed. But, this idea of chaos being around us and still being able, that the idea of finding peace and harmony and zen inside yourself, no matter what's going on, and being able to say, this is fine, and so am I, right? And so maybe he always makes me laugh. He's a little crazy looking, and don't drink the coffee, buddy. It's probably making you a little crazy. Anyways, so and then the other thing I just wanted to share was, no, this is not the correct statue. I think that might be a fake. This is the correct statue. So this is Alexander Milov, I think, or Milov. He's Ukrainian. He made this sculpture and it's called Love. And the children, the light beings, light up, and the adults that they're within have their backs to each other. And I see this in this world, and it's sad, and this represents, the wow. I mean, I find it so meaningful, everything here, like the structure that the people are made of, like this wiring, like we're wired. It seems so interesting to me. They've got their backs to each other, and this emotion that's giving it to us here, it's coming from fear. This disconnecting from each other. We do this because of fear. We're afraid. There are only two emotions here: fear and love. Fear and love, that's it. Everything else is just an adjective of those two emotions. Anger comes from fear. Hate comes from fear. Sadness comes from fear. And all the beauty comes from love. And so, like a lot of times the way I see it is the dark things that happen in this world, it's coming from a lack of love. And this is what happens when you're in a lack of love. You turn your back on the other person, and you turn the back on yourself, and we're made of beautiful light. We're these beautiful light beings. We're made of electricity. These beautiful light being children are within all of us. And so, we're on this journey here. And I thought this was interesting that somebody, I'm sure this looks AI generated completely, but I like that somebody came up with this version where they engaged, and I'm sure a lot of people would just see, a man and a woman with their child, but it's an extension of your inner child and holding your inner child, and that's actually an exercise that you can do. A visualization is holding yourself as a child and cradling your child, and especially if you did not receive the love and attention in your childhood, it's a beautiful way to kind of do something like that and give yourself the love and acceptance that you need. And so, but what I was thinking is that many people feel a lot of stress, and there are ways to cope with this, like, because this is going to be in your physical pain body. And so one of them is the shaking. And this, I read it, this guy, sorry, who is this? This is props to resilient being. He's doing it great. And he's just this kind of bouncing up and down, shaking your hands out, shaking his hands out. He's shaking his body. Just, you're doing this, and what's happening is you're letting go of tension in your body. It's a great way to start your day. Just even when you wake up before you get out of bed, and you can shake your hands and your feet out, and then he's bouncing around, and it actually does work. It might seem funny, but it's very helpful, this whole thing. And I don't know, and I mean, this is 1 minute. This is totally 1 minute. You can spend 1 minute doing this at any time. Anytime you feel stressed, you can do this. And sometimes I just shake my hands out, and you can actually add a visualization in it. You can visualize that the energy is coming from, of course you're going to auto, the energy is coming from your hands, and you can imagine it as a color or an object or a thing. It's your imagination. It can be lightning bolts. It doesn't matter. Like, it's whatever you think it is. The color, if you feel like it's anger, like, what does that emotion look like to you? If you're sad, what does that emotion look like to you? What do you feel? Does it feel like an animal? Does it feel like, waves coming out of you? And even you can take it a step further by visualizing what's coming out of your body, what's coming out of your hands. And as you shake your hands, you can fling it at the sun. And you can even physically do this. Like, you don't just have to visualize it. You can have your eyes closed and imagine throwing it at the sun. And you can even open your eyes and throwing whatever you want at the sun, and let the sun burn it up. And sun is a masculine energy. It's all about, action. So, let that work for you. And so that's something you can do. And then, the other thing is called EFT tapping, and just do a search, man. There's so many on YouTube. There's just tons of videos on people, how to do it, the basics. And this is like acupressure. It's very simple. There are certain points, there's like this one here even shows you like a little diagram of pressure points. It's pressure points, and it's helped you to let go of your stress. And I know several people who use this regularly, and it has made such a huge difference, because you get, like, your cortisol levels go up, and then these emotions get trapped in your body. So these are ways you can let them go. And then, and it's helpful to have a physical thing that you do. Okay. And then there's another thing I have, and this is here on my, what do you call this? Forgot. Community page. I don't know if they're still calling it. Well, maybe they're calling it posts. They used to call it community page, but I don't know if that's because I'm looking at it from a different angle. Labyrinths are another way. It's a different way of physically doing something, because you're walking through this. Now, I've got a link in here for an organization, and it's amazing. A really good link, and it's amazing. And you can, if you find one that's not in there, you can add it. And it's all over the world. You can find your country. I was surprised, like, I mean, fortunately, if you're living in Australia, you got lots of labyrinths. If you're if you're in Egypt, there's only one that we know of. But like, it's surprising how many there are. And not only that, if you even look at this video, this is a beautiful story. I highly recommend watching it. It's maybe, oh, it's an hour. It's an hour worth spending your time on. I've watched it many times. It is beautiful. It's about this man, Lars, and his journey and how he got through the sadness of losing a love and how it took him on this amazing journey, and it was all through the labyrinth, and he learned how to build them, and they're actually very simple. And you can even see, like in this picture, he's on the beach in the sand. You can even do that yourself in dirt or spray paint or, I mean, some string. And you can even buy mats that have labyrinths that you can walk if you don't have a place. But this is a great exercise in meditation and mindful thinking. You can use it to your favor. And he even talks about how to use a labyrinth. And I even recommend, like, there's let's see, labyrinth. And there's even like, let's see, well, there's things that you can find, like how to walk it, and like, yeah, ancient aids for modern stresses, but like how to be mindful and how you walk through it, praying with the labyrinth. You can pray, you start in the middle and you're going in this and you're winding in and out, and you go to the center and then you come back out. You can stop when you get to the middle, and then you can come back out, and you can stay there as long as you want. You can stop at any time if you need. And this is just a different version of like meditation. And there's different kinds of labyrinths. Like I've walked something that was more like this, and they're all over the place. Very cool. And you can even see people have created like little tiny handheld ones, right? So you can walk this, you can take your finger and trace it. You can take the path with your finger, and it does a very similar thing. So these are just tools to help you. And I think that's basically what I wanted to talk about, because life is kind of nutty, and we're on this path here, and you can see it's perfect that this came up for me today on this picture, my one-a-day picture. So I saved it so I could do this video. And like the woods is it's encompassing the pattern the path, and you can't see the end. This is so much like life. And either like you get to this point in the path and like there's this dip and you don't know what's going on there. It could be something good and it could be something bad. That's like life too. But we can work on ourselves, and so how we can deal with these things and find our way back to peace. And that's all you can do sometimes, is just do these little things until you can find peace. And how I see it is we are on this journey and we're coming back home to our soul, and a lot of people get all tangled up in raptures and new earths and alien invasions and whatever, but there's no time like now. And being present in your life is a really wonderful way to spend it, being in the now. Every day we wake up a new person. That's the beautiful thing about when you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning. You get the opportunity to be a new person. You literally have new cells in your body. And that's you being a new person every single day, every single moment. You're becoming a new person. You physically, you are a new person. You are generating new cells constantly. And so think about it like that. You know, we wake up, and a lot of times what happens is we get stuck in a loop of the past. We're going backwards. It's like everybody's going backwards in time. And that might sound weird, but I really think it's kind of more like what we really are doing is going backwards in time. It's like if you've ever looked at near-death experiences, those are really fascinating. People will talk about, very common people will talk about the life review. To me, it very much feels like what's going on is like a life review. I'm witnessing people experiencing the most intense stuff, and it's like they are being forced to face their demons, their past. But we can't get stuck in this. We have to find ourselves again and find our light being within ourselves. And so I just wanted to let you know, you're not alone. I know sometimes it feels lonely. Trust me, I know what that's like. I've been walking this path, and you're not alone. There are others out there, and I think there are ancestors that are helping us, and maybe you think that there are angels or guides or God or whatever, and maybe you don't believe in any of that, and that's okay. But this is a wacky, wacky world. Wacky. And whatever this is, I think that's the thing to figure out is who are you? Who are you? Who are you really? Because you're not this avatar, this body. You're not the name that you call yourself. You're so much more. And we've forgotten. And that's what's going on to me, is that we are remembering. We are remembering who we are, and we are walking back home. So please, imagine taking my hand and walk back home with me, please. Let's go back home. It's not about some exterior source or event saving us, rescuing us. We save ourselves. And along the way, we can help others. We can extend our hand and they can take it. They have to choose to take it. Remember, also, when you're flying in an airplane, they always tell you to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, and then you help your neighbor. So if you can't breathe right now, if you're overwhelmed, focus on yourself, and it's okay. If you're having a hard time with that, I'm going to give you some permission. I give you permission to focus on you, and it's okay. You're not being selfish. It's way better for the collective if you take care of what you're doing, and then when you steady yourself and you're able, you can put your hand out and help somebody else. And even sometimes that just means giving somebody a smile. Okay? And I hope you're doing well. And every day I go out in nature and I spend at least an hour walking. It is something that's really saved me, marveling at its beauty and the animals I saw. Today I saw turtles and herons. I saw like 3 or 4 herons in the marsh. And I always see the blue heron flying over when I walk in this field. I don't know what it is. I just seem to time it perfectly. And what was it like the other day? I was walking and I ran into this lovely couple, and I saw me taking a picture, and so the guy stopped me. He's like, I think you might appreciate this since I saw you taking a picture. And they wanted to show me this little rainbow, like it was like hiding within all the, and I usually catch that stuff, right? So I was like, oh man, cool, you found the treasure, and the treasure was the rainbow. And that's us. That's all our energy, like all those colors. We all are all of the colors of the rainbow. That is the magic of us, everything that we encompass, the frequency of our beauty, and just being in that moment and enjoying that. I was so grateful that those people hung out. We hung out for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, but maybe it was longer. And we just had the nicest, simple conversation, just sharing how beautiful creation was. That was like the highlight of my day. I was so grateful to have people that appreciated that. And a couple of days before that, there was a guy telling me about a deer that there's a 3-legged deer in this place. I'm like, and I didn't realize she has 2 fawns. Like the last time I saw her, I think they must have been on the other side of the path. And he said, I was like, holy cow, can you imagine being a 3-legged deer and being successfully having 2 fawns? Like that's nuts. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, do what you can to find some sort of joy. And even if it's the smallest thing, it's okay. You build on that and you'll find more. Gratitude every day. Wake up in the morning and find anything to be grateful. Anything, and say it, speak it. Speak it out loud that you're grateful. And I am grateful for you for being here, and thank you so much for listening. I hope that this helped you. And yeah, have a good night.